So this is my outdoor kitchen I made a while back. I did a few things wrong. We went over those in a prior video. So today, instead of focusing on my failures, we're gonna fix this. We're gonna do that with a concrete countertop. We're gonna pour it in place. We're gonna put a pizza oven over here, and we'll talk more about those as we get to them. But for now, let's get to work. Oh my God. What are you doing in there?
Did you not hear me? I've been banging on the wall for like a year. Okay, I know I can get in.
Bend your knees.
How much?
Use your back.
How much disassembly do you want to do to get me out?
Oh, we're not disassembling. We're just gonna make this your coffin.
The first day wasn't bad, but like a year and a half ago, my phone battery died.
Well, I'm about to try and fix this thing a little bit, so now that you're here, you wanna help?
No, I'm going home.
You know, I wonder why they call this board light, because there's nothing light about it. And just like that, we have concrete on the countertop, so we're done. So we got the new trash drawer area all framed out. We've got the 1/4-inch cement board up on the sides here, because all that has to do is hold the tile onto the side of it. We've got 1/2-inch cement board on the top here. We went with 1/2-inch because apparently concrete is pretty heavy. It weighs an amount of weight, so 1/2-inch is better for doing this. Still need to go through here and make some supports where we have these big gaps with no framing underneath it, because even though this is cement board, it's not the strongest stuff in the world, so if we put concrete on here, it's gonna make it fall down and you'd have like a wavy bottom on your countertop. Got the mouse house all blocked off over here. We're just gonna leave that like that because nobody sees past the fridge in here. You're never gonna see that there's not any tile back there. We have been cutting the cement board today with, well, I don't know what we've been cutting it with because the name's all worn off, but it's not a diamond tipped blade because there's no tips on it, but it's like a diamond coated tile blade, and it goes through the cement board like butter. I was using a masonry blade on the circular saw at first, but this is way better. And yeah, so we're gonna pour the concrete countertop in place. I have some forms that will help us do that. So actually, let me go get those real quick and we'll take a look at them. So this is the Z Counterform concrete countertop solution. So what it is if we open it up here, there's a bunch of plastic forms in here that I guess I'm gonna have to take out of the saran wrap. So what they do is they go up and you screw them onto the countertop right here. And you're gonna have to trim that. And then you go ahead and you pour your concrete, and whenever you're done, this outside piece right here, so you see the break right here, so from there over, it just breaks off, and then this other piece stays underneath the countertop. You'll never see it, but it gives you a nice clean edge all the way along. And they're available in a bunch of different forms. We just got the square edge today because we're not fancy. So there is the front edge. There's also the back edge here for along the wall back there. And I'm gonna go ahead and cut these up and screw them on. We also have, this is I believe fiberglass reinforced mesh here. So instead of using rebar in your countertop, you can use this. And they sell these little clips right here that you screw them down into the countertop, and then they hold the mesh at the appropriate height, so you're not worried about rebar moving around or anything like that whenever you start pouring your countertop. So I will start getting that stuff installed, and then we'll meet back up when it's time to mix some concrete. came back.
I did.
So that's clear silicone.
Clearly something is amiss here.
Are you cooking?
I was getting hungry, and I thought since we're working on the outdoor kitchen,
Is that sesame seed?
no, that's a giant pickle. So now I wonder if I can fit in that little hole right there.
Well, that's what, so I made a door this time, so if we accidentally leave you in there again, at least you can get out.
It would be easier to get in. Oh, this is nice, actually. Oh, there's less rodents in here?
Yeah, so the forms are all up and ready to go. So the manufacturer of these forms tells you to hold the ends together with duct tape. So that's exactly what we've done here. The sides, they were a little bit tricky. I wound up having to cut some of like this tall part right here and put it in the end to cap it off before it met up with this backer piece, because the backer piece doesn't go down into the trough. So that was a little bit challenging, but it's all held together with duct tape, so it should be fine. We've got clear silicone caulking that is actually white. It looks like maybe it's dry and clear in some areas around the grill here, just because it wasn't sealing up very well. These parts, they're behind the grill. We're grilling a steak, we've got hot dogs, but they're reverse mounted, so whenever we're done pouring, I'll be able to undo the screws here and peel these off this way so we won't have plastic get melted right next to the grill. We got some temporary supports in here holding up the weak portions, so once the countertop dries, it should be fine, but when it's wet, it's gonna be heavy and we don't want it to fall in on itself. And the concrete we chose today, well, there's a little bit of a story behind that. So I watched actually many YouTube videos about how to do a concrete countertop before today, and then Alan came over and we were at the store. He's like, let's get a different type of concrete. So,
I mean, Steven was purchasing fast set concrete and then also a slow set additive to slow it back down. And I was like, why don't we just get normal concrete?
yeah, so I was all set to go with the rapid set products like the flow control, the set control, all that stuff, and it came down to like without additives, it's a 15-minute set time. There's no way we're gonna be able to pour all this concrete in 15 minutes. So we went with this commercial grade Quikrete Mason mix. It's 1800 PSI, so it should be strong once it dries. It's got an hour set time, so that will give us time to get it all set, get it all flat and smooth in there.
If that is the wrong cement, you just blame the guy living inside the countertop.
Yeah, and this is it's a mortar mix or a mason mix. I think there's some sand in there, but it's not gonna have the big aggregate that you would have in traditional concrete or a sand topping mix. Got a bunch of buckets for mixing. We've got our drill attachment here. We've got a steel float, which I guess you're supposed to smooth out with. Somewhere around here, we bought a magnesium float too, because everyone on the internet talks about magnesium floats, so whatever, we got one. And we got this charcoal colored cement coloring. So it's a half bottle of this per bag of concrete. We're gonna have kind of a blackish, charcoalish concrete color. And they were out of the big measuring cups.
Looking for these.
So Alan's gonna make his own measuring cup here. We're gonna take a 5-gallon bucket, put some marks on it so we know how much water, and get to mixing.
And I have not watched any videos about this, but it sounds like we're mixing everything up in lots of buckets of batches so we can actually control the water and the dye and the cement.
Yeah, and another thing is also speed. So we want to be able to do this quickly. So probably one of us mixing, one of us pouring / smoothing. So we're gonna start measuring, start mixing, and see how it goes.
Oh, that smells good.
That's gross.
Fresh squid ink. A little at a time, or?
Yeah, just kind of, maybe a little bit enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot better.
That, add a little bit more water to this one.
I think it's still easy. Oh no! Quick, put it on the bottom.
Just scrape that back in.
Let's put it on the bottom, it'll be fine. The imperfections are what makes it attractive. That's what my mom always says.
That's what Demery says about me. And I say, is that a compliment? And she says, what?
So it's coming out. Right now it's really wet. It's still setting up. We've done the magnesium float to kind of smooth it out. Once it sets up a little bit more, we'll take the steel float, whatever it's called. It's around somewhere, and we'll smooth it out some more, break off the forms, and we'll have a countertop. What did we use? You said 6 bags of concrete?
420 pounds of concrete.
Yeah.
6 bags.
And so this is 16 foot by about 2.5 feet. So if you're planning for yours. And we wonder why our cameras don't work right all the time. So the concrete countertop is done. It has been polished, it has been sealed, and this is what it's gonna look like. So over here on this side, it's got a fair amount of pitting on the edge. We did go through with the rubber mallet and vibrate it as we were pouring to try and have that not happen. And it actually, like on this side over here, really everywhere except for right here, it came out really good. Like even these inside edges right here, they're all pretty solid. It's just that one spot over there. So I know some people do, they go back and they'll fill in the pits and stuff, but I don't know. I think it gives it some character. And I'm also kind of lazy, so I think we're just gonna leave it right like that. The color, we found out after we were done that we accidentally used double the color you were supposed to. So it's supposed to be half a bottle of color per bag of concrete. And since we divided all the concrete bags into 2 buckets, we're using half a bottle of color per concrete bucket. So this is potentially twice as dark as it's supposed to be, which to be honest is fine. If it was darker, that might even be better, but this is the color we got, so this is the color it's gonna be. For polishing it, we use these Stadia diamond polishing pads. Got those off Amazon. So you're supposed to, they give you this adapter to put on a grinder to use the pads. The thing is, you're only supposed to go up to 4,500 RPMs with the pads, and the grinder, I found out, operates at 8,000 RPMs. So it was way too fast. It was just gonna chew this up. So I wound up putting them on the sander. Even though the pads are the wrong size for this sander, they worked just fine. So it is now, it's like, you probably can't tell on camera, but this thing is so flat and so smooth. It came out way better than I thought it would. I thought I'd have like trowel marks everywhere, and if you put a plate on here, it'd be kind of wobbly. And I was gonna be okay with that, but it came out really good. It is like dead flat almost. I think like maybe here we have one kind of high spot, but apart from that, it's super smooth. For pouring a concrete countertop in place, it came out way better than I thought it would. And I will put links to everything we're using today in the description below, unless I forget. So this back edge here still has the plastic forms in there. Those don't come out, those are staying in there. Typically, if you're doing this in like a kitchen or something, you'd have your backsplash over here that would cover that up and you would never see it. I don't really want to do a backsplash here, mostly because this wall, even though it looks like it is not flat. It comes out right here, it's pretty wavy. So I kind of think it looks okay. I don't know, if I decide over time it needs a little something, we could just do like a little tile edge of some sort or something on there. But for now, I think it's staying. So one more thing I wanted to show you all before we start putting stuff back together. So this grill here, I converted it back to natural gas whenever I did the first kitchen build. And so it has this quick release connector here. And so for the pizza oven, I got this Y quick connect natural gas thing here. So we'll be able to just pop that in there. One side will go to the grill, one side will go to the pizza oven, and we'll be able to get to cooking. And I know you haven't seen the pizza oven yet, but I promise it is coming. It's gonna go right there. It's pretty cool. Stay around for it. But right now we're going to put our tile back on. We're going to make a drawer for the trash. We're going to refinish this door, those drawers, and get it all back together. I do also have one small surprise for the end. So this is our old countertop material right here. I'm gonna make something out of it, so stick around for that. You know, I'm starting to think I just can't stop screwing up. So after getting the tile on, we've decided the countertop color is too close to the tile. We want it darker, so I'm stripping off the sealer that we just put on there. I'm using some water and our diamond polishing pads here to get it off. We're gonna go with this wet look sealer, and that will make it look a little bit darker, shouldn't match the tile as well, and should hopefully be better. We'll see. Few things. The tile work is all done now. This vent over here was giving me some trouble for a minute. I had this idea that I could just drill screw holes through the tile, and I got some tile bits and it just broke it right off. So that didn't work out. I was able to cut the tile just slightly bigger than all these screw holes, and then the vent covers it up and you don't see the big hole that I made. So we are now vented. With natural gas, you're supposed to put your vents at the top with propane at the bottom. So there's a vent over there. There's a vent over here now behind the fridge, which is back in. I didn't have vents before because I left such a huge opening behind the fridge, but now the mouse house is closed off, so we need some vents. We also got a hole here. This is where the gas is going to go for the pizza oven. I'm still waiting on a few fittings for this, so we can't put that in just yet. The countertop is now in its final form again. So whenever I used those polishing pads to polish it down some more, we took off more material, which got rid of, I'd say, some of the character, which I don't know if I'm happy or sad about, because now it's more of a consistent color, but it doesn't have as much character as it did before. And it's really hard to tell right now, but it is slightly darker. I tested the different sealer on the underside before I did anything, and it did come out darker, so we're slightly darker than we were before, and that's gonna be our final color because I'm not messing with it again. Cabinet door here, this is going to be our new door color. So this is an early American stain color by Varathane. We got 3 coats of the spar urethane on here. Still need to do the drawers and then throw those back in. Still need to build a trash drawer, but for now, let's go grab the pizza oven and put it up here, and hopefully it fits.
Take it all apart and make it half a foot wider.
Can you take the whole thing apart and make it wider?
No, I can't. I'm busy right now.
So this is an Uni Coda 16. Picked it up from their website. It is a 16-inch pizza oven, so you can make, I guess, up to 16-inch pizzas in it. So this comes propane powered. They sell a natural gas conversion kit, so I still need to do that. But it takes 20 minutes to heat up, which is kind of long, but then it cooks your pizza in 1 minute. So that's kind of cool. We'll at least get it set up, sitting on here, and then plumb it in once I get those fittings. 2 days just building a drawer and then like staining it and sealing it, and it's all ready to go. And then you realize you forgot to allow room for the drawer slides. Is there? No pickle beer. I will not drink you. So yeah, we need another 1/2 inch off the side of this thing. So my options are either like cut this back apart and redo it, or what I'm thinking is we're gonna take our little electric planer here and maybe plane down 1/4 inch on each side, which should give us enough room for the slides, and hopefully that works, because I don't want to take that all apart again. There you have it. The final piece of the puzzle is complete. You got room for your trash and recycling out here. Alan actually had the idea to put a charcoal bin in here too, so I suppose you could just maybe turn one of these into charcoal, or I could have made the drawer bigger and done charcoal like on the side or something, but we'll keep that idea in mind for the next outdoor kitchen. But we should probably make sure this thing works. Hey, so what are you making here?
Well, now
exactly?
that your outdoor kitchen's done with your new pizza oven, you invited us over to make pizza, and I mean, this is how I make pizzas at home.
This kind of looks like a Pop-Tart.
No, I've got an early morning tomorrow, so I figured I'd like cook breakfast for tomorrow also. It takes about.
You want a popsicle or a Pop-Tart?
Oh yeah.
So what you're saying is the inaugural cook is going to be what? Lunchables. We're doing Lunchables.
Why did they put cheddar? Should the Pop-Tarts go in the back, right?
Well, wherever they're gonna get tart. Nice. Oh, those look good. Your Pop-Tart is 494 degrees.
Demery, how burnt do you like your Pop-Tart?
I like mine a little toasted.
She puts her Pop-Tart on number 4, which I think is madness.
It says they're supposed to cook in a minute. How long has it been in there?
The pizza's cooking 1 minute.
1 minute.
Oh, that Pop-Tart is on fire, actually.
Okay.
This one.
This one's still cold in the middle.
Oh, they're frozen.
Yeah, they're still frozen.
On the inside.
I don't think it works. They're frozen.
Oh, yeah, that's flaming hot.
And the instructions do recommend turning it because you can see you only have burners on 2 sides. You can't see. Now you can see there's only burners on 2 sides. It's hot. Oh, yeah, look at that. It's starting to cook over there.
Oh, look at. Oh, wow.
Whoa.
Whoa.
We did something.
This is gonna stand heat, right?
Yeah, so I know, I can already tell you the number one comment is going to be pizza oven's too hot, your house is going to burn down. It's not hot at all. I can put my hand on the brick right here. We're good. This, probably don't want to touch. This, we're okay. Face of a true chef.
I can't tell what's happening. Look at that.
That's a pizza.
The cheese is melty. The vegetables are burnt like they should be.
So you're saying the pizza is good.
The pizza is good.
What is, your technique is getting worse. You were better before.
You know what we call a healthy calzone?
And not a calzone.
The low cal calzone zone. I'm so glad we left enough space to
Close it?
close
No.
the low cal calzone zone. I'll put it over here a little bit.
Oh yeah, that's some good flame action right there. Well, we have a very done calzone. I'm sure it's gonna taste wonderful.
What it's like spending a year and a half smelling hamburgers and steaks and bratwursts, never getting offered one.
Well, there's your problem. You got a mouse making a house in your fridge. That's gross.
So the front of your camera, that's like a little melted hair.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
I noticed that the other day. This is more melted
Oh,
now,
so
though.
this wasn't.
No, it wasn't new.